Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. There has been a big announcement for Daniel Dubois. Let's read it out. Sky Sports Boxing. Daniel Dubois accepts IBF final eliminator against Frank Sanchez. The winner will become a mandatory challenger for the undisputed champion of the world, Alexander Usyk. Now, no date or venue confirmed yet. No, it's not, I don't even know when they're planning on doing it. The fact is, it's been accepted by Daniel Dubois, and this is a big fight for Daniel Dubois. Look, it's a big fight for Frank Sanchez as well because it's a big opportunity. Let's not forget Frank Sanchez. Before last year, what was he? 24 undefeated. Gets a big fight against Ajit Kabayel in Riyadh season. A chance to really push for top five status. You swap places. Frank Sanchez beats Ajit Kabayel, and Ajit Kabayel is not number three no more, and Frank Sanchez is really in the conversation for those top spots because he'd be 25 and 0, around there, with a big name on his resume. But we know Frank Sanchez gets KO'd round 7, round 8 by Ajit Kabayel, cops his first loss. And then he has one fight this year, winning that as well. So he sits 25-1. Now 33 years old, the Cuban. But I think this will be more about Daniel Dubois, if I'm being honest. Daniel Dubois. It's been a few months now. July. New trainer. Lots of controversy for Daniel Dubois. Lot of criticism. There has been a lot of criticism from myself included on Daniel Dubois. Everything that happened before the fight, the way it ended. Did he quit? Was he 100% into that fight? Where was his mindset? Everything else about Daniel Dubois was questioned. And it was questioned probably because of how hyped everybody was about him back in the ring and thinking about what he could do, the outcome, and then videos circulating after. The fact is, for me, Daniel Dubois gets dropped again. He looks at his corner. Everybody knows that fight was over. If Daniel Dubois got back up, he's getting fed one more time before hitting the canvas, right? Should he have gone out on his sword? Well, yeah, maybe if he wants to risk further detrimental injury. The fact was that fight was over. It was done. Dubois got pieced up, destroyed, smacked. There's levels to this game, and Usyk is at the top of that level. Now, for Daniel Dubois, going into that fight, the AJ win, Daniel Dubois couldn't have been on a higher high going into that fight. He'd been in the ring with Usyk once before. He'd learnt stuff from that. Comes back, goes on a good run, and we're thinking, you know what, Daniel Dubois, he's grown. Not only physically, but mentally, he's become an experienced fighter, someone with know-how, someone that, is no longer that quitter we once called him. The problem here is now, I don't like the fact that he's in an IBF title eliminator. Now, I get why he's in it, because they couldn't find anybody else. 3 or 4 people have turned this down. I think F.A. Ajagba turned it down, Moses Atalma turned it down, and I think somebody else turned it down. So the IBF were just looking for someone to take the position. Daniel Dubois gets the call. It wasn't their first, second, third choice, but Daniel Dubois gets the call. He's taking the fight. It's a dangerous fight for Daniel Dubois. It's a dangerous fight. Coming off a knockout loss, one that has made you question a lot about yourself, right? He's got a new team. Lots of things are changing in the Daniel Dubois camp. He's still young. He's still 27, 28 years old. Frank Sanchez is the type of guy that Daniel Dubois should be. He should be. Take away the loss to Usyk, okay? Because the fact is, Usyk has beaten everyone. The guy is unbelievable, unmatched. No one has looked like beating him, alright? Maybe Fury, but the fact is he got beat by Usyk twice. The fact is he got beat by Usyk twice, the second time more easily than the first. Alright? Usyk has beaten AJ. He's beaten people at Cruiserweight. He's a gold medalist. He's everything else. Daniel Dubois can't focus on that loss because everybody else has lost to him. It wasn't a loss to someone shit. It wasn't a loss to someone out of the realms of anybody knowing who they are. Somebody that is, it is the best fighter in the world right now, in my opinion, in Alexander Usyk. Maybe Crawford, but he's in the conversation, one or two. Daniel Dubois should be beating Frank Sanchez. He should be doing what Ajit Kabayel did. The problem is, mentally, the recovery from that fight from Usyk. How does Daniel Dubois go into this one? Because Frank Sanchez, you get chinned by Frank Sanchez and you're going down like you did against Usyk. That's just the fact. For me, though, I can't judge Daniel Dubois too harshly for being destroyed by Alexander Usyk. I know a lot of people have. It wasn't a good performance at all. Alright, it wasn't a good performance at all. It wasn't even one of those losses that you say, I lost to Usyk, but I really gave it my all, and I couldn't have done anything else. And, you know, I went 12 rounds with him. I lost on a decision, but he's one of the greatest fighters of all time. You know, it wasn't that. It was a second beatdown from the GOAT, Alexander Usyk. And coming into this fight, Frank Sanchez poses a problem. Frank Sanchez has nothing to lose in this fight. He's got to rebuild from Ajit Kabayel, who's been thrown a big name to beat. And Frank Sanchez, win or lose, Frank Sanchez, what we think of him, if Frank Sanchez loses, what we think of him won't change. It won't change. If he wins, stocks rise immediately. Daniel Dubois, on the other hand, if he does anything but win this fight and win it convincingly, the pressure's going to be on, and I think the media especially will come down hard on him, which isn't fair. We know that's not that fair, but that is what especially the British public media and sports media will do to him. They will treat him like absolute shit if he gets chinned by Frank Sanchez. For me, I don't think it'll happen. I think Daniel Dubois, I think we'll see what we were seeing in the lead up to Usyk. Maybe a bit more tentative. That'll be the only thing. I don't know whether we'll see the same forward pressure that he showed against AJ and he tried to show early against Alexander Usyk. He will be tentative. He just got his ass handed to him on public TV. He got whooped, right? There's going to be effects of that. Will that effects make him a fighter that can't beat Frank Sanchez? I don't think so. Leave your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think of Daniel Dubois' return? Should he be in an IBF title eliminator? Probably not, but I want to hear what you guys think about the opponent, Frank Sanchez. Does Daniel Dubois wipe the floor with him? Is Frank Sanchez getting him at the right time? Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe if you are new. Heaps of videos coming out almost daily. Previews, reactions, news, everything you need for boxing is here. So make sure you subscribe, put that notification bell on, and I'm out of here, guys. See ya!